my name is Jacob Harris and I'm the founder of Past the Crux. Thanks for joining. Since I was a toddler, my passion has always been about rock climbing. I've read every book, magazine, or news article about it that I could get my hands on. A few years ago, I noticed a disturbing characteristic in the industry. There is a glaring disconnect between sports media and competitive climbing. Since then, I've spent much of my time doing research in order to understand why the disconnect existed. In 2013, I ran a small experiment. I created a series of videos offering commentary on the ABS national competition. If you're watching the live stream from Louder Than 11, you may remember Pete Ward mentioning my series. Recalling that sense of validation, I decided to shift the paradigm. For this year's ABS Nationals, I'm going to change the tradition of live competition coverage. So far, I've yet to discover a media outlet that offers satisfactory coverage. Louder Than 11's live feed is great, and Brian Runnels rocks it over at ClimbingNarc.com. But I don't think that the majority of the industry, climbers like you and I, should be satisfied with just those two sources. Being from the South, I'm a big college football fan. So when I watch ESPN Game Day and the halftime report or even the game itself, I can't help but to get a little jealous. You see, my vision for Past the Crux is for it to be an example of what a climbing version of ESPN could really be. Now, I don't really have the means to start a large cable network, mind you. Past the Crux is merely here to show that it can be done, it should be done, even at a grassroots effort and at shoestring budget. My job here at PTC is to give you as a viewer as much coverage as possible. Athlete bios, backgrounds, and past performances, as well as sponsor features, industry leader profiles, and highlight reels are just a few of the things that you can expect to find here on Past the Crux. At this point, you may be wondering, how much is this going to cost? Well, it won't cost you anything. So why am I doing it? Well, I learned to climb almost a decade ago through the Boy Scouts, which also encouraged me to go on to achieve the rank of Eagle Scout, as well as giving me a job as a climbing instructor for several summers. My instructors instilled in me a tenacious drive to give back to the sport that has given me so much. So, by offering coverage like this and trying to spread the word about the vertical world, I'm doing my duty to my sport. My only profit is currently donation-based, and in the future it will also be through the sale of merchandise. However, 50% of all proceeds will go directly to Climbers Against Cancer. CAC is an organization that hits very close to home for me, and unfortunately for many others as well. By pledging that amount, it keeps me humble. I'm not in this for material gains. In fact, what portion of donations I receive will go right back into PTC to help develop the brand further, such as create a new website, release more periodical webisodes, and as you'll see later, upgrade some equipment. Although Past the Crux is not yet a business, the future holds great potential. If that day comes, I promise that coverage, such as this year's ABS Nationals package, will remain free. The slogan here at PTC is Exhale Only Good Vibes. Being greedy is not what climbing is about. As a community, many of us are willing to share nearly everything with almost anyone. I want to include that sense of sharing in this project. I could get all the information and keep it to myself, but I'd rather share it. With that being said, athletes, sponsors, gyms, and other assorted industry members, listen up. This is your chance to expand your fan base, enlarge your audience, or even attract new customers. There's a link that will lead to a special Google Doc form below. This form allows me to gather information quickly so that I can focus more time on delivery rather than research. I will promptly follow up each form submission with an email so we can keep in touch. By utilizing a wide array of social media platforms, I will be able to reach out to quite a large audience and increase your brand or athlete identity. Stay tuned for more exclusive content. Of course, links to your favorite social media platforms are listed below. Please add comments, voice your questions, and of course, share them on your friends. Also, feel free to contact me through email as well. Thanks for tuning in to Past the Crux. Until next time, this is Jacob Harris reminding you to exhale only good vibes.